It's another edition of the Trading Tips video newsletter, teaching you how to become a successful trader today. This video newsletter is brought to you by consensuspicks.com.
Welcome to this edition of the TradingTips.com video newsletter. In this episode, we'll be looking at Heikin Ashi candlesticks. What are they? Watch and find out. On the surface, Heikin Ashi candlesticks look just like regular candlesticks. Each candlestick represents 4 prices within a given period: the open, the high, the low, and the close. In cases where the close is higher than the open, the bars are black and white. In cases where the close is lower than the open, the bars are red. Hollow bars represent up days, filled bars represent down days. But you'll notice from the previous graphic that the open, high, low, and close all have X before them. That's because Heikin Ashi candlesticks don't use straight values, they use modified values. For this reason, Heikin Ashi candlesticks are often called modified candlesticks. And just what do those modified values refer to? Well, there's X open, and that is the X open of the previous bar plus the regular close of the previous bar divided by 2. You have X high, which is the highest of the regular high, the X open, and the X close. You have X low, which is the lowest of the regular low, the X open, and the X close. And you have X close, which is the average of the regular open, the regular high, the regular low, and the regular close. The idea behind X open is that it's the midpoint of the previous bar. The idea behind X high is that it's the highest value of the candlestick or Heikin Ashi candlestick. The idea behind X low is that it's the lowest value of the candlestick or the Heikin Ashi candlestick. So in both the X high and the X low, you're getting the highest and lowest values in both sets. And finally, the idea behind X close is that it is the average price of the regular candlestick. You're getting an average price. The next question you should be asking yourself is, what's the point? Why use complicated Heikin Ashi candlesticks instead of regular candlesticks? The reason is that Heikin Ashi candlesticks make trends easier to spot. There are 5 things we're looking for when looking at Heikin Ashi candlesticks, and they are: 1. Hollow candles, which indicate an uptrend. 2. Hollow candles without lower shadows, meaning they're just the box with no tail on the lower end, and these indicate a particularly strong uptrend. 3. One small-bodied candlestick with a long upper and lower shadow. This represents a potential reversal. 4. Filled candles, and they represent a downtrend. And 5. Filled candles without upper shadows, when they indicate a strong downtrend. Take a look at this Heikin Ashi candlestick chart. Study it for a moment. Take note of the points 1 through 5. We'll look at the same chart using regular candlesticks in a minute here. Here it is. Study this chart. Look at the points. Do you remember any differences? Here's the first half of both charts side by side with the Heikin Ashi chart on the left. Now look at point 1. With the regular chart on the right, we see a big gap up that could be interpreted bullishly. Indeed, the stock did trend higher for a short period before plummeting for huge losses. Meanwhile, the Heikin Ashi candlesticks show no such gap up. In other words, the regular candlestick chart gave us a false signal. Now look at point 2. The Heikin Ashi chart shows 3 consecutive hammers, candlesticks with no upper shadows. These are very bearish, according to the list on the previous few slides ago. Indeed, there were 3 consecutive filled candlesticks without upper shadows. But on the regular candlestick chart, there's only 1 hammer followed by 2 hollow candles. This did not offer a reliable prediction of what was to come. Now look at point 3. All around the third point on the Heikin Ashi chart on the left, we have filled candlesticks without upper shadows. This is ultra bearish. Look at what the regular candlestick chart shows, which is not much. Now here's the second half of the 2 charts side by side. With point 4, again, the regular candlestick chart doesn't tell us a whole lot. But the Heikin Ashi chart gives us 1 small body candlestick with a long upper and lower shadow. That's number 3 on our list of things to look for. This tells us that the old trend is likely ending and a new trend may be beginning. Since the stock had been in a downtrend, the Heikin Ashi thus predicts a reversal to the upside, very bullish. With point 5, the Heikin Ashi chart confirms the early reversal with number 2 on our list of things to look for, a hollow candlestick with no lower shadow. Now the stock is definitely in a bullish trend. But if you look at the regular candlestick chart, it's not as clear. In this example, the Heikin Ashi chart told us everything we needed to know, while the regular candlestick chart gave us one false signal and not a whole lot else to go on. Thus, we could conclude that the Heikin Ashi candlesticks are just completely superior to the regular chart. But is this always the case? Of course not. In fact, one element that makes technical analysis such a good predictor of things to come is that millions of traders actually act on technical signals as they see them. And this creates a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy. Since fewer people use the Heikin Ashi candlesticks, you get less of that self-fulfilling prophecy element. But of course, Heikin Ashi candlesticks are a great tool to have in your arsenal and often can work out wonderfully, just as we saw in this example. How do you add Heikin Ashis to your charts? Stockcharts.com makes it easy. Under chart attributes, you have the type section. From the drop-down menu, you can select Heikin Ashi. It's as simple as that. We hope you've enjoyed this TradingTips.com video newsletter. Thanks for watching and good trading.
This Trading Tips video newsletter has been brought to you by Consensus Picks. Each week, Wealth Buyer's Consensus Picks software scours through 800+ financial sources to produce a short list of multi-verified stocks. Stocks chosen by more than one of the most accurate stock picking services. Then the Consensus Pick software automatically analyzes the short list of stocks using a series of proprietary filters. And it picks the single best stock out of the bunch. The Consensus Pick. Sign up today for Consensus Picks, and each week you'll be provided with the ultimate alert, a stock that's been independently selected by multiple stock picking resources. A true Consensus Pick. Visit consensuspicks.com to sign up today. View more Trading Tips videos. Visit tradingtips.com. Sign up for our free video newsletters and become a successful trader today.